We're joined now by Clare Papoulias, a sophomore who was inside Berkey Hall where the gunfire broke out, and her mom, Natalie, who was on the phone with her during part of this incident. Good morning to both of you. We're glad you're with us, glad to see you okay, Clare, but can you take us through what you experienced last night?
Yeah, because it was very memorable in a traumatic way. I'm still very shaken up. Last night, I had my IAH 211C class, which is, it's like an integral studies class. It's kind of about like the historical significance of Cuba and history, and it's like a very interesting class. I love history. And it's usually from 7 to 8:50. And the classroom's not huge. There's probably like 20-ish, 30 people maybe in there. And I usually sit in about the 3rd or 4th row, smack dab in the middle. And I always sit right next to the same girl when I go to that class every single day. And when I was in class, it was around, I'd like to say almost 8:20, it felt like, a little before then. I was sitting and my professor was lecturing, and then I heard, like, it was either 3 or 4, like, really, I could hear gunshots, like, directly behind my head. And I could see the smoke, like gunpowder or something from the weapon firing, and then I could smell. And immediately I dropped to the floor with all my classmates, and someone was yelling that there was a shooter and everybody needed to get down on the ground. And at that moment, I thought that I was going to die. I was so scared. I didn't cry, which is surprising for me. I just kind of kept quiet, and I called my mom. And Mom, what did you hear on the phone when I called you?
I heard like 3 gunshots and screaming, and we jumped in our car and drove up there.
And after I heard those gunshots, my classmates in the back of the classroom started to scream for help. And my other classmates jumped into action and trying to help everyone. If it weren't for my classmates helping everyone, I don't think that we would have all made it, because immediately someone was like, we need to break open this window. We need to break open this window. So they immediately after he was done like firing and the kids in the back were screaming for help, I saw a boy, and he had his shirt off, and he was running to see if he could go and close the door, because the shooter, he came in through the back door. So there's a door here and there's a door here, and he came through the back, and he just started attacking people. And I will never forget the screams of my classmates as they were screaming in pain for help. And after they got the window open, they started to guide people through, and it's a weird window because the bottom is like a small rectangle, and it's about this big, and it only kind of opens one way, kind of tilts down, but the top was like a larger pane, but it's way harder to crawl over it because it's way high up. And I was really scared, and people were crawling through the window, and I'd say I was one of the either first-ish kind of people or maybe in the middle to climb out the window. But there was a boy in my class, and he was waiting outside the window, and he was catching people and helping people down. And I'm so grateful that he was there to help people out of the window so they wouldn't fall and they could run away. And as soon as I fell out of the window, I kind of hit the ground a little, and then I didn't have my laptop and I didn't have my textbook. I just grabbed my backpack and my phone. And I remember I just ran for my life. I didn't know where the guy was. I assumed he was somewhere in the vicinity. I just kind of looked around and just ran. And that's what my other classmates did as well. When they were exiting, they just kind of ran in all sorts of directions. And my boyfriend, Cameron, he's also a sophomore at Michigan State, and he usually comes and picks me up from that class. So he'll usually come and sit in the lobby at 8:30. He didn't because his roommate was actually sick and he was helping him. So I think if my boyfriend was there, he would have definitely gotten injured, for sure. So I almost think that was I don't know, a miracle or something, that he was not there when the shooter entered the building.
That is one of the most harrowing tales. We're so happy to see you here. Claire, when he walked in the classroom, did he say anything, or did you just hear the gunshots first?
I just heard the gunshots and everybody dropped, and I thought, I was trying to process what was happening, and I kind of was like disassociating. I felt super spaced out, and my heart dropped, and my chest just tightened. And I just was like so scared until they got that window open, and then like a wave of relief like flowed over me as everyone was like helping each other like exit the classroom. And then my brave classmates in the back that were helping those who were injured. That must have been very, very scary for them.
I cannot
imagine. They
imagine.
were doing as much as they could.
As you said it yourself, it's a traumatizing event, what you have witnessed just hours ago. And to be reunited with your mom, Natalie, I can only imagine what a mother feels when you get a call like that. I know you raced to be with her. How are you guys doing? What was that reunion like when you got to put your arms around her?
It was my worst nightmare getting that phone call. And when I stood up to head for the car, I felt like my legs were going to give out because I couldn't believe what I was hearing on the phone. And yeah, we were happy that she was safe. I mean, I feel like she literally like dodged a bullet.
Natalie, you're incredibly, incredibly brave. We're in awe of what you endured and that you're sitting here with us today. You raised a great daughter. Natalie.
Thank you.
Claire, we're sending you our love, and thank you for sharing your story. It's important, really important, not easy, but important. And just want to say thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, this happens so often that sometimes I think you can become numb to it, but not when you hear a young girl like that describe. And you think about what they went through, and you think of the families who don't get to be reunited this morning. So she's very brave to come and tell her story. It's important that she did.
She is.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.